My earliest memories of Pep was probably when I was 15 years old, and after my very first game for the Flyers, this old guy walked in the dressing room. I had no idea who he was. I'd never seen him before, and it was Mark Morrison at the time. He was like, "Hi Pep, how you doing?" and all the rest of it. And I still had no and he walked around it. He walked around and shakes everybody's hand like he still did today. And he was like, "Good game, Kyle." And I knew your dad, and I was like, "Oh yeah, yeah." Everybody knows my dad. And so I asked my dad about him, and my dad's like, he could have went on for about 2 hours about him, how he played here and all the rest of it. And I was like, wow. And ever since then, every time he's around, he's always in the dressing room after the games. Even when I had a few seasons at Edinburgh, he was always in the dressing room after their games. Always speaks to the players, always got memories of every town players come from and stuff like that. So, and even the stories you hear him telling other players, they're always intrigued, because he really, the stories are fantastic, I think. So yeah, it goes back, like, I'm 15 years old for me that I first knew him.
Yeah, I was introduced to Pep years and years ago when I first came to Fife. He would always come into the dressing room after the Edinburgh games, and I was a pretty big fan of hockey, and he would relate some stories, of the older days and stuff like that. And he was a guy that was really involved in British hockey and had a passion for it. And always a cheery old soul. When he came into the room, we always had a lot of time for him. He started coming over to Fife to watch a lot of the games in recent years, and he had an open invitation to come in and say hello to the guys in the dressing room and introduce himself, and we liked having him around. So he'll be sadly missed by our family, but we'll keep fond memories of him.
From the time we went back into the Elite League, he's been around into the dressing room, and I think he likes it because he's been that involved over the years. He likes to stay involved, and when you've got a player that wants to be like that, you've got to admire him. You know, the amount of work that I've learned that he's put into the club here and all the rest of it. So for him to come back at that age and still want to be involved and talk to the guys, second to none, if you ask me.
I know that he had history with the Edinburgh Capitals and with us, and like I said earlier, he just had a passion for the game that kept him right up to the end of his life. He just loved coming to the rink, and he loved talking about little idiosyncrasies of the game and systems and stuff like that. So always keep fond memories of Pep, and it's a shame, but
well, the stories I've heard of him and how he's kept the club basically going at one point in time, and putting his knowledge into here, it's been passed through probably from like coach to coach. I'm probably sure my dad's had tips off him at some point as well. So yeah, the experience is invaluable, probably.
Yeah, it was the week before that we'd seen him, and he was in the room and he was in good spirits. And then I heard earlier this week, which was obvious, came as a bit of a shock. It was so sudden, and it was a bit of a solemn atmosphere in the dressing room because all the guys knew him. So but it says a lot that the guy was liked and respected and well thought of.
Basically just leaving my house yesterday to come to training. It was my wife Kerry had said that she'd just read it on Facebook, and I was actually like, "You're joking," because apart from his age, he still looked like able to do, and he was always talking around, and because he could remember so many stuff, you would never have thought, but I guess it comes to everybody at some point in time, and I'm sad to hear that it has, and for his family it's a big loss, and for the hockey community, big loss.